Crazy how in life we tend to go back to the simplicity. It's like what's that thing? I think it's called the Aurus or something like that. That snake who eats itself. We always enter the same loop in life where we tend to complicate things, potentially overthink things, and then once you realize that it's kind of futile to do it, we come back to the beginning. And this goes with a lot of philosophy as well, where what is this? One Jojo Cola. Alright, let's go. Jojo Cola. But yeah, a lot of people, they tend to overthink things a lot. And if you're one of those kind of people, you'll start to come to a realization at some point in your life where it's like, damn, I don't really need to do this. I don't need to complicate things any more further. And that's how life should be lived, which I feel like a lot of modern society has kind of taken away from us. Again, with the more freedom in terms of what we can do, or increased accessibility to a lot more things, we also have kind of not adjusted fully to this. I don't think our bodies are completely adjusted to it. You know, it's like not on nature's side in a sense. And the thing is, complicating things, overthinking things, it's a great power to have because it means you're really analytical. You're curious because you're thinking about more than you should. You know, you probably have better research skills than most. Your ability to solve problems are pretty good as well. But again, because you make it so complicated, you make it tough for yourself. And you might actually see a lot of people who they tend to get what they want when they want, right? The people you might look up to and things like that. And that's mainly because they live more, or at least if you try to analyze them, they tend to live more simply. You know, destination is A to B, your route is A to B, and that's what you follow. But then you get a lot of the overthinkers and things like that who are very talented, by the way. It's a great skill to have. It's just that it's misguided energy in the wrong direction, misguided thoughts in the wrong direction, into a more negative direction, as to say, rather than a positive one. And so they might have a destination A to B, but when they actually kind of go through it, they tend to take stops along the way. They tend to go to a different direction. They take a different route. Maybe they might end up at C and then skip the next exit and then take a left when you take a right. It's just a whole bunch of nonsense in a way. Not to be mean or anything like that, but it kind of is, because again, your destination is B, right? A to B. So I'm supposed to be buying soda, which I'm guessing I have to do at the front over here. Jojo Cola. Alright. Also, I know, it's still probably pretty painful to watch me play this game because a little bit of a noob, but, you know, a little bit late to the game. And that's okay. I was supposed to buy one. Robin. Who's Robin? She looks like a Robin. Jodie. That's not a Robin. Jodie, Robin. If I was Robin, where would I live? So bus stop, that's Ruined House, Marnie's Ranch. I feel like she's gonna be somewhere in the community center. So that's where we're going. Wherever this place is. And yeah, when you kind of complicate things, it's like that one meme. It's like ultimately you end up where you started. And that's so true because again, when you learn a lot of lessons in life and things like that, you start to think more like a kid again. And that's why you might see a lot of old people that are really jolly and things like that. They're very kind of childlike because they realize that at the end of the day, that kind of state of mind is the best. It's the best thing you can do. It's a really like kind of pure state of mind. Oh, and this is Robin. Okay, need to remember that face for next time. Okay, so I'm guessing, I don't know what she gave me for that. Oh, 75. Okay, not bad. It's not great though. But yeah, because when a child kind of wants to do something, they don't really think too much about it, they just do. And a lot of us could use that in today's time. A lot of us could really benefit from that, man. They could really just do the kind of lack of fear. And you see that in a lot of the kind of younger generation. They do things without thinking too much, and I think we could all learn a lesson or two from that. Not everything in life has to be overthought too much, and not only that, but things aren't as serious as they may seem. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying, you know, gamble all of your savings away or something like that, risks in that sense. But I'm talking about risks in the sense of what makes you fulfilled, what makes you really happy, what makes you really want to get up in the morning. You know, I see a lot of people, not only my age, but a lot of people who are kind of on the older side of life, do not seem happy. And it's like, you can just tell that they stop thinking. They stop thinking about their dreams. They stop thinking about their ambitions. They stop thinking about a lot of these things a long time ago. And so if you're someone who's been overthinking a lot of things in terms of your dreams and how you can make it happen, why don't you just start and just learn? Why don't you change your approach to thinking and say, you know what? One step is better than none. And from there, you're going to have such a profound shift in the way that you live and the way that you operate in life. Is just, you have no regrets. And that's a big, big thing. And yeah, when you start to kind of chase your dreams and things like that, you start to live the life that you kind of want to, you might overthink a lot of things. You might start to overthink it a bit too much, which is completely understandable. But at the same time, is that really going to make you progress any further? Probably not. So let's try and think of things in a bit more of a logical sense. Is this really what I'm feeling? Because when you overthink, you start to maybe get a bit anxious, a bit of paranoia. You don't think straight, and that's the whole point that I'm trying to say here. Think a little bit more kind of logical, a lot more kind of straightforward. One that is reliant on data on yourself and your past experiences, rather than the infinite amount of possibilities that can happen. Because the thing is about the possibilities is that anything can happen, right? And if anything can happen, then that means that good or bad, anything can happen. So why bother with all the kind of finite details of how it's going to be? Why not just leap into it? Leap into it with a straightforward plan. You're not losing out on anything. You're probably going to end up better like that, to be honest. So don't let overthinking drain you, because it will drain you. It will really just zap out the energy in your life. You might be thinking, am I doing the right thing? But come on now. No one in life who's ever made it to such a successful level has, you know what, said, oh, am I doing, like, no one knows if they're doing the right thing or not. They take the chance, and that's what you have to do. You have to say to yourself, you know what, I'm not going to let overthinking beat me. I'm going to make sure I get to where I want to get to, no matter what. And that level of resilience doesn't even let you have time to overthink in any kind of way. And that's the beauty of it. That's the beauty of simple living. You think, you do. You sleep, you eat, you accomplish. Why not try to live more like that? And it's a lot harder to do than it seems. I'm not saying it's an easy task by any means, but it's a very doable task, and it's a thing that you should try to educate yourself more and really realize again. Like I say this in a lot of my videos, but because time is so finite, why are we going to spend it overthinking? Why are we going to spend it on not maximizing the human experience, not maximizing the joy and love we can share to the world, and the impact that we can make to the world? Because you can, in any way you can, in any way possible you can. Whether it's to yourself, to your community, to the world, you can. So there's no room for overthinking in that sense. Why not use that overthinking energy, all of the energy that is zapping out of you, into forging a plan, into forging solutions? So remember, you have a lot of energy when you overthink. You are very talented in that sense. So if you could figure out a way to kind of guide it in the right direction, and let me know in the comments if you want to see a video on this, because I feel like I might have a bit of knowledge in terms of how to do so. I ain't saying I know the flipping like complete cure or how to maximize it completely, but maybe a point or two may be able to help some people. So definitely let me know on that side of things if you'd like to figure out more. But ultimately, it's going to be up to you to figure out completely, because at the end of the day, it's your life, and no one's going to listen to you better than yourself. But yeah, a little bit of a rougher one today. Not exactly the most formal the right word to use. Yeah, I could say formal. But I hope to help nonetheless, and I hope you managed to gain some kind of value out of it. Not the most productive day on this game, but we managed to get a lot more copper, a lot more stone, some coal, some more bug meat that apparently I can make a bug steak with, which sounds nasty, but I guess we got to do what we got to do. And yeah, peace and blessings, Joe, and I'll see you in the next one.